This is Come and See with Father Philip Hall, turning to and following Christ in the 21st century. Father Philip is parish priest at All Saints of Lincolnshire Orthodox Church in Lincoln, England.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, God is one. Amen. Begin by reading Hebrews chapter 11, verses 33 to chapter 12, verse 2. Then Matthew chapter 10, verses 32 to 38, and 19, 27 to 30. Now the bit that I'm going to concentrate on that is the last little bit of that reading in Hebrews, where St. Paul says, looking to Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith. Now, in that first reading, the one from Hebrews, we see a great heap of terrible ways that people might die. They're horrific, dreadful ways to die. And right now, throughout the world, there are people dying in exactly the same way and for the same reason, for their faith. And then in the second reading, the Gospel reading, the Lord says, unless you love him more than, and he lists a whole series of family members, you are not worthy of him. Horrific idea. In other words, you must be prepared to lay down everything that there is in order to follow him. So it may well be that you find your family more important than Christ. It may be that you find your job or your home or something like that more important than Christ. But one day you might be asked to give the whole lot up in martyrdom, say, for the Lord. And although today was All Saints' Day, at one point it used to be really All Martyrs' Day, when the Church celebrated the martyrs, the great witnesses of Christ. And thus it says, the cloud of witnesses. The cloud of witnesses are those people who are martyred. Now, how does one go about preparing oneself for martyrdom, preparing oneself to be, as it were, a saint? Well, firstly, I guess we take no notice of yourself. You don't prepare yourself. You don't turn yourself in on yourself thinking, I must be a saint. What you do is this. You run the race that the Lord has set for you. You see what it is that the Lord has given you to do, and you get on and do it with patience, leaving behind all earthly concerns and sin and other things that St. Paul describes as weights, things that are holding you back. They actually ran with weights in the old times in order to make them run faster when they dropped the weights. And to do that with patience. In other words, don't expect that you're going to be perfect overnight. Well, actually, don't expect anything. Just get on and run the race. But there's a way of running the race, and that is really important and is the centre of all of this. And that is, if you are a Christian, you run looking to Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith. In other words, you concentrate your entire being on him. If you notice the icon behind me, the Mother of God looks at you and points at Christ. She is saying to you, look at him, concentrate on him, join me in my relationship with my Son, who is God. And that way we lose sight of, we ignore all the things that are going to get in our way, and we concentrate our minds, our families, our careers, our lives on Christ, looking towards him, the perfecter and author of our faith. God bless you. Pray for me. Amen.
Join us again next time for Come and See with Father Philip Hall, a listener-supported presentation of Ancient Faith Radio.